Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Maybe some questions. Yeah. This world is dissolving into chaos. What guidance do you have for us, devotees of Vedanta? And this trustees? Swamiji. Okay, this world is dissolving into chaos. No, we cannot say that it is dissolving into chaos. Because, see, there is creation, then there is sustenance, and there is dissolution. So dissolution, when it happens, pralaya or dissolution, so that is also in order. That is also in order. Because the cycle is this, that there is creation, things get created, they are sustained, and they get dissolved. When they get dissolved, everything gets merged into its cause. But we cannot say that it is merging in chaos. No, it is merging back into its cause. And cause is Avyakta. That is Maya in its unmanifest form. So it goes back to that. And again, when the cycle begins, creation, sustenance, dissolution. This is the whole cycle. And a time comes when there is Mahapralaya, which means it will remain dissolved for a long time. That is Mahapralaya, big pralaya, big dissolution. Then it will take longer time for creation to begin. Once again when it will begin, this cycle will go on. Creation, sustenance, dissolution. So it is not dissolving into chaos. It is dissolving into its cause. It may look chaos to us, but everything is in order. It is meant to be that way. So it is all in Ishvara's design. We may feel that there is something amiss, but it's not like that. Even, things like when there is earthquake and tsunami and things like that. So we think that so many died and they died. They do die, yeah. But it sounds, very harsh to say all this at such moments. But that is how it is. That is how it is destined. In some way, their connection is. It is their karmas have brought them to this point. That is what it is. Then, how to handle yourself when someone is rude to you for no reason? How do I control the dishonesty, I can't read this word. how do I control the disturbing thoughts that come to mind after the incident? Okay. So this is often this question comes up. How to handle yourself when someone is rude to you for no reason? See, that they are rude, that is their problem. The best is, do not get affected by their rudeness. It is their problem, their weakness, which they are throwing it upon you. That is their weakness. On the contrary, we have to sympathize with them. That they've come to such a level that they are being rude, as you have written, for no reason. That means that they are not able to handle their own problems. And that is why they try to bring it out on someone from where perhaps they don't expect the same kind of treatment. If they think that I will receive the same, then they may not. But particularly when they see that this can be made the scapegoat, then they'll do it. But don't let this affect you. It's not easy, but remain firm. It is your problem that you are weak. On the contrary, I can take care of you. You follow? So have an upper hand. Have an upper hand. If you give in to that, you will suffer. They won't change their nature. And they cannot, because it's difficult. So, because of their weaknesses, why should we suffer? You follow? So how do I control the disturbing thoughts that come to mind after the incident? By understanding them. Understand that they are having certain problems which they have not processed, they have not been able to solve it, and that is why it's coming out against their own will also sometimes, and out of frustration also. Sometimes we see this, that boss may fire and boss may say something, then the person will come and take it out on the children. But that is because he is suffering inside. Children do not know all this. But it comes out on them. They will suffer. So we should not suffer. We should not become the victims like this. Don't become the victim. Even though they have tried to make you the victim, you remain firm. Don't be affected. Don't react. And don't take it also next time. You can speak firmly. And then there is no question of the disturbing thoughts coming to you. On the contrary, you try to understand them. That something must have happened. Or maybe they are frustrated. They are not in a position to handle themselves. So, we should not allow that to disturb us. This is the only solution. We can't bring ourselves to that level. So these two questions were there. Is it okay? Or you can ask. These were the two written. I take the microphone, please. Okay.
So today we did the verse 21 from 13th chapter and verse 5 from 14th chapter. So the reference to Purusha in 21st verse, and that is explained as Jiva. Jiva.
Oh, it is Atma.
And that is the enjoyer Jiva, right? That's how it is explained here, the Purusha. And the Dehe dehinam avyayam.
Dehe dehinam
Avyayam.
avyayam badnati, nibadnati.
Nivadnati. So this binding of the avyayam. Avyayam is Brahman, right?
Avyayam, yes, but which is changeless.
It is the
Avyayam,
changeless.
changeless.
Right. But it is referring to the Brahman.
Atma or Brahman, they are one.
But in the body, when this avyayam, the changeless indweller of the body, with these three gunas, it is bound to the body, and that is when we are calling it jiva. Right?
No, it is not bound to the body, but when it identifies with the body, it is known as jiva. When Atma or Brahman identifies with jiva, with the body and the gunas, then it is called jiva.
So
That identification makes it jiva, otherwise it's not jiva.
Can you say one more time? So the same sentence I like that. Whatever you said, can you say it again one more time?
Yes. When Atma identifies, Atma or Chaitanya identifies means looks upon this body as I. That is identification. Then it no more remains Brahman. It comes to the level of, it becomes a jiva. Becoming is not real becoming, but it thinks that I am small. Smallness is where is the smallness? Tell me. Pradeep bhai, where is smallness? Where are the limitations?
In the body.
In the body, in the mind. And Atma thinks I am this. So let us give the example of this. See this. This is crystal. But now crystal thinks I am orange. Not you and I, but crystal thinks I am orange. So when it thinks I am orange, then what happens? Even though it is colorless, transparent, it superimposes this color on itself and thinks I am orange. Now orangeness belongs here in this cloth. Crystal has not become orange, it appears orange, you follow? But still, when crystal thinks that it has become orange, that is called jiva. Similarly, Atma, appearing in the body, thinks that I am small. I am of the size of the body. I am mind. I am intellect. Then it becomes as good as that. You understand what I am saying? See, I'll give you another example. There is sun in the sky. In the sky, sun is in the sky. And below down here, there are some buckets of water. In each bucket, sun is reflected. Sun's reflection is in the bucket which is full of water. Okay? Now that water is not that clean. So the reflection of the sun is also not clean. It's not that clean. But now sun, supposing, thinks that I am dull. Looking at the reflection, if sun thinks I am dull, not bright enough, then sun has become jiva. Understood? Not become, but it has forgotten what it is. Atma, forgetting its reality and taking itself to be the body, is called jiva or aham. Call it jiva, call it ahankara, call it individual, self. All these are same. Got it?
So Dehi, the word Dehi is used for Atma
Yes.
only,
Atma.
not Jiva.
No. But Atma when it forgets that I am different from this, and these three humors, there is three gunas or the qualities of the body do not belong to me. When it forgets that, he is called Jiva. Understood? Or you still have question? Give to her.
That means Jiva thinks I am the body. Because Atma is pure. So Jiva thinks I am the body, but the Jiva associates.
But who is this Jiva different from Atma? Is Jiva listen, I understood your point. Jiva is not some second entity. Atma itself, remember this very well. Atma itself, forgetting its nature.
How can it forget?
It can. That is Maya. That is the whole point.
Maya.
Avidya. Otherwise, there is no forgetting.
So that's what I think we are referring to Jiva probably. When it forgets,
That is Jiva.
Then it is Jiva.
And
Jiva
forgets.
is associating itself.
And when will it forget? When it identifies, then it forgets. Oh, it forgets its dimension, it forgets its real nature and thinks that I am this. I am this body. I am woman. I am man. So there is no separate entity called Jiva. Atma only, deluded by Maya, thinks that I am this. And when it comes to, when it gets, gains the knowledge, Jiva is gone. It was never there to begin with. Got it?
Before I thank you Pradeep. So good question. It helped me a lot. Thank you. Anyone else?
We all know that death is a reality of the life. Death of the body.
Death of the body.
Death of the body. Huh?
Is a reality of the life. And we also know that, only body dies. It's not the Atma, is imperishable. But even then, when there's a death in the family, it is hard to accept. And also, when you hear calamity like this, that the plane crash and all that, you know that you could have been in that. So, twofold question: how to accept the death of the family, and how to prepare yourself for unexpected anytime the death can come.
True. First we will answer how to accept the death of a family member. Yes, definitely. With family members we have close bond. And there is special relationship with them, no doubt about it. But all the same, there is no death of the Atma.
Yes.
The person who is your family member has departed. True. But then that is the law. Those who have come will go. But when we are not ready to accept this, see, it becomes hard and it is difficult to accept that my people have gone away. But that is pure attachment. It will be there, but that is nothing but attachment. Because Bhagavan says, Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu, those who have come will go. And those who have gone will come back also again. If I still, because of attachment, I don't want them to go. They should be there with me forever. Because I love them. That is fine. It is my love for them which makes me feel that way. But still, it is in other words attachment only. Everybody will have this to some extent. But more and more we know the reality of the self, then we will come out of this. There was a time when we didn't know this at all, anything about Atma. That time we were very much affected. And now that we know all this, we are that much little affected. Again, as we firm up the knowledge, then it won't touch us very soon. We'll come out of it. Because this coming together and then getting separated is the part of life. Everyone or whoever have come together is for a temporary time. They are bound to get separated. Some soon, some later, but it is going to happen. So, we should in life, prepare ourselves for this. We should prepare ourselves. Prepare in the sense, what else can we prepare? But remember this truth, never forget. Don't get into anything so much that you can't come out. Always should be ready that this is not going to go for long. A time will come when this will end. So let me be aware of this fact. Don't get so much engrossed that it comes as a shock. And then you are just thrown away. When a person passes away, you are just thrown away. And it becomes so difficult that you can't come to terms with reality. That happens with many people. Their parents lose their children or child in young age. And all this is difficult. When children also lose their parents, all this is, this bond is very close. It is necessary also. Supposing we say, no, we will then not remain close. But if you are not close, if you do not take care of each other, then it's not called family also. What family is that? Where people do not care for each other. So it's to be together, at the same time be aware of the reality. That work we have to do.
In our own death. How to prepare ourselves for
in the same way. This body is going, I won't die. There is no death for Atma. Body will go. And however hard I try, I am not going to be able to hold it. How long can I hold it? It's not in our control also. It's not in our control. When it comes, it just comes. It doesn't even send you any invitation. It just comes. To be ready. It can happen. Only this knowledge will help. And knowledge, keep on repeating, keep on studying, keep on meditating, and have contact with all this. So, this will prepare you. Asangata, it will bring asangata little by little.
That question, just to add up to this one, because if I understood correctly in the context of today's learning, in the context of what we learned today, if I separate the Atma from Dehi, the relationship is with body. So, whoever goes in my family out is not mine, it's the relationship with my body, not with me. If I separate myself from my body, if someone dies okay, I didn't regret, I felt 1 hour, 2 hours for yesterday's accident because someone else.
Yes.
If it is my family, I would regret for 11 days. Okay, after 12 days, I'll go.
Why 11 days more?
Maybe. Depends
upon the kind of relationship.
So, if I'm separating me from my body, I won't have that pain at all. Right?
No. Well and good if you don't have any pain. Ideal. But, see, when we are living together, day in and day out, we are bound to have close relationship. So, it's not that it won't totally affect me, unless you are a great wise man, Sant Mahatma. But they are also very caring. So, it will affect. But if you can maintain the distance even at that time, I am not this, then you can easily come out. No doubt about it.
Thank you. My first question, Swami. So, there is Purush, there is Prakriti, then there is consciousness, mind, brain, and body. And the Prakriti have these three gunas. Suppose I get mad at somebody and punch him. Who did it? Because it cannot be my hand. Because my hand received signal or message from something to do it. So what it is it my hand, my brain, my mind, or it cannot be Atma?
Yes.
So somewhere the responsibility,
Okay.
somebody has to be held accountable.
Yes, yes. So
Where
yes.
does it come from?
So, good.
Can you repeat the question?
His question is, when he gives a punch to someone, then who does it? Does Atma did it? Or
Brain,
body did
mind,
it?
consciousness.
Who did it? Whether the matter did it, that is Prakriti did it, or Atma did it. See, we will tell you here that Atma doesn't do anything. Atma doesn't do anything. Whatever is done by Prakriti. But Atma, we have already seen, due to ignorance or Maya, it is already deluded and thinks that I am this. Thinks that I am the body. I am the mind. Just like I just told, that this crystal thinks I am red. Similarly, Atma, because of ignorance, avidya, this avidya is there in life. Ignorance is there. Thinks that I am the body. That is why we said that he is called Jiva. Jiva is the one who, as I said, takes the body to be I, mind to be I. He doesn't say I am not the mind. My body is doing. My body is walking. My body is talking. No, he says I am talking. I am walking. So even though the body does, it is Atma or Jiva, Atma, thinks that I am doing. Why? Because he doesn't see the distance between the body and the Atma. He mixes these two together. Which two together? Purusha and Prakriti are mixed up by him. These two are two, but he doesn't see them as two. He takes them as one. And so when the body talks, walks, he says, I am walking, I am talking. So talking, walking, all these actions are done by Prakriti. But he thinks I am doing. Plus, understand, there cannot be any movement in the Prakriti because it is jadam, it is inert, totally inert. When can there be any movement in inert? When it is energized by consciousness. Atma is conscious. Atma is conscious. It is in the presence of this consciousness that this inert body begins to work. Working is here. but not on its own. It needs the consciousness to enable it to move. So this presence is required. But still it is not doing. I will give you another example. See, there is electricity. And the fan is there. Ceiling fan is there. Now, who moves? Tell me. Who moves? Blades move. Blades of the fan move. But if the electricity is not there, it won't. Is electricity moving? No. Who is moving? Blades. That is fan. Fan in the presence of the electricity. When the electricity lends its power first to the motor, and from the motor it goes to the blades, and that is why moving is not done by electricity. But had electricity not been there, no movement. Follow?
Yes, so does it mean that my action, my beating somebody, the Atma is responsible? Jiva.
Jiva, yes.
But Atma, I mean, there is.
Atma only is Jiva. Atma only is Jiva. But that punch which you gave could not have been given without Atma.
Correct.
But the punch is given in the presence of Atma by the body.
Right.
By the body. And that hatred or whatever which made you punch him is in the mind. And Atma, in Atma's presence, this happens. Just as in electricity's presence, the subtle array, that motor plus the blades move. Similarly, here in the mind, for long you have this hatred for this person. And now you have decided, today if I see him, he's just going to get it from me. You've decided. So moment you see him, energy of the Atma, in the presence of Atma, mind works and signals, and he's gone. But did Atma move?
No.
No. Because, let me tell you, Atma is everywhere. Where will it move? Movement can be in the place where I am not. Atma is everywhere. Where will the movement be? No action is possible there. But in its presence, this body, mind, intellect, they work. Not without that.
Right.
So that is why Bhagavan says beautifully in the 9th chapter, he says, Maya tyakshena prakrutihi suyate sacharacharam hetu nanena kaunteya jagat viparivartate. Bhagavan says, I don't do anything, but in my presence Prakriti does everything. Creates this whole creation, sustains it, dissolves it, everything is done by Prakriti. But thanks to whose presence? Atma's presence. Not without that. Maya dyakshena, in my presence. Prakriti is suyate. Suyate means creates. Sacharacharam. Chara, achar, creation. Whatever is done by Shakti. Power. Prakriti is the real one who does. But only in the presence of consciousness. On its own, it has no energy.
So there are all the Atma, consciousness,
They are one.
mind, brain, and body. They're all same or?
No.
Right?
Body.
And Prakriti belongs to?
This is all Prakriti. Whatever you see.
And that is all the three gunas.
Now, gunas are also in Prakriti. And this body, this mind, sense organs, pranaha, intellect, all of this is Prakriti. Prakriti means matter. And matter is jadam. inert. But when energized, we will not use that word energized, but in the presence of consciousness, this begins to do. Like I'll give you another example. There is magnet. Magnet is kept here. Then there are iron filings. Nails are there, small, small nails. On its own, they will come and there will be motion in all the nails. Why? Because this is magnet. Magnet doesn't move, but in its presence, they move. So this is Purusha is consciousness. Purusha, Atma, Brahman, Ishvara, all this means the same. With little difference. But that is Atma. Prakriti is another. And it is totally dependent thing, reality. Dependent on whom? As we have explained. On Atma. Cannot stand on its own. Without electricity, let us have all the appliances and gadgets and everything. Of no use. Of no use at all. We may have television, refrigerator, every microphone, everything we have, but no power. They are all of beauty. Just show.
Thank you.
So, the converse is also somewhat true, right? In the sense that Atma is dependent on Prakriti to some extent. Because, and I'll give you an example. I'll give you two. One is, we are here, I am Atma, but it is the mind and the body that allows me to sit here, process what you're saying, and understand that I'm Atma. So I need the body, the Prakriti to absorb the knowledge. Same thing, the electricity, if there is no fan, if there is no light, the electricity is useless.
True. Yes. So now we
dangerous sometimes.
Yes.
see. Now here we part with the example of the electricity. Now Atma needs body, mind, etc. when? If it wants to function. When functioning is required, you have to carry out your vyavahara and functions and all transaction. You have to fulfill your desires. You want to achieve certain things. You want to gain this knowledge. When all these agendas are there, then yes, Prakriti is required. But Atma, supposing all agendas are over of this type, then does it matter whether this is there or not? In reality, Atma has no agenda. It is full. This is all in ignorance. Had Atma been aware of its nature, with knowledge you get it, then I am full, complete, happiness. There is no moment also then. Then this is not required. All this comes when I have things to do. I have agendas. I want to create. I want to sustain. Then definitely Brahman requires Maya. Then Brahman requires Maya. But when this world is absolutely not in your consideration, then Brahman doesn't require. So all this is to explain Vyavahara. But when that is over, knowledge is gained, finished.
Thank you so much.
And he gives that.
So it's a question, I know the answer, but I want to clarify. more.
Yeah, sure.
Why can't we identify with the Prakriti? Like we are learning here to identify as Atma,
Yeah,
right? And I know that identifying with Prakriti leads to suffering and unhappiness, right? So, and it's not the ultimate truth, but it looks like everything we do with Prakriti, and why, I think that's the rightest view, right?
no. Vedantic view only. See, so what is your question?
My question is,
Why can't we identify with
Prakriti? Yeah.
You are right. See, as I said again, coming back to the same idea. When you want to do something, and even otherwise, knowingly you can identify. You identify helplessly is ignorance. But when you knowingly identify, like for say, actor is playing the role, different roles. Actor is playing the role of a criminal. Huh? He knows he is not a criminal. But to act as a criminal, what he will do? What will he do? He will identify with the role of the criminal and then act. But inside, he very well knows I'm not the criminal. Even if I am jailed, that is all play. That time he is deliberately identifying with the costume. That is man of knowledge. That time that actor is known as man of knowledge. But supposing if before going to the stage, if actor has had too much, you follow? If you have too much, then this goes away. In intoxication, you have lost your sanity. Then you become criminal. You don't think that you are acting as a criminal, but you have criminal is my reality. Then you should see how that fellow behaves. That is exactly what has happened due to ignorance. We have forgotten that this is a role, and we take it to be real. Once you know it is a role, you can identify and play very well the role of husband, mother, wife. Why not? Janaka was doing that. Janaka was a wise man. With all the knowledge, with all the vairagya, he continued to play for whatever reason. He knew that country needs me and I am a good leader, whatever. But he was a man of knowledge. Knowingly he identified. And when you are functioning, you have to identify with the body. Otherwise, you can't keep on saying, I am not the body, and then carry out the transaction. They will not understand anything. So when you are knowingly to identify is one thing. Then I put on the dress of the beggar and play the role of a beggar. Inside I know even when I am asking for money, please give me $1, $2, something. Even when I am begging, I know I am a rich man. And by begging, I will become richer. I'll become richer. I know all this. And then I can play the role very well. Let me tell you. When you know that you are the actor, playing the role, you play the role very well. But once you forget, then real tears will come. Then glycerin won't be required. Glycerin is not required.
So with the proper values and attributes we need.
Knowledge has to be there. Knowingly. Even all the avatars do the same thing. As Tulsidas ji in Ramcharitmanas, when he shows Rama as knowing very well that I am Lord and I am playing the role of Rama. That is how he has shown. Valmiki has shown in a different way. Valmiki has shown Rama as really becoming human being. Whereas Tulsidas ji has shown Rama as always aware that he is incarnation and then plays the role. So every time he knows I am Bhagwan, he never forgets that. That is why when you know this, when Parvati, Sati, not Parvati, Parvati in her previous birth was Sati, wife of Shiva. So she came to test Rama. She is all the time Shiva, all the time takes name of Rama, 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 and then goes in samadhi, absorption. And then she is wondering that who is this Rama whom you are worshipping all the time? And then she went with Shiva, with Shiva. That time Ram had taken incarnation, and Sita ji was kidnapped. Ravana had kidnapped her, and then Rama was searching Sita everywhere and crying, asking trees, "Where is my Sita? Where have you?" Asking trees and creepers and all of them. "Where is Sita? Where is my Maithili? Have you seen her?" And he's crying and constantly, in that mood. So Sati is telling Shiva, "Is this your Ram, whom you are worshipping all day, and he's crying for his wife? Is this your Ram? This kind of Ram you are worshipping?" Shivji said, "Yes, this is my Rama. This is my faith is not in any way touched by all this. I know who he is." She says, "Whom you are worshipping? One who cries for his wife?" And then she said, "I will test him. Let me see whether he knows that he is Rama or not." So then what she did, she changed her dress. She changed her face and everything and took the form of Sita. She took the form of Sita and went right before Rama. When Rama and Lakshmana is coming this way, and then she went. And then she thought that Ram will make a mistake because she was in the form of Sita. What did Ram say, Rama said, "Oh Mataji, oh Mata, where are you moving in this forest without Lord Shiva? Women should not move in the forest at night without your husband. You should not move. Mataji, where are you going?" And she was so embarrassed. My God. Then she went away. And then all this she did without telling Shiva, that she took the test and all that. Then when she came back, she was she was totally out of mood, and she realized her mistake. And then Shiva came to know everything. He asked her, "Where did you go? Where did you go at this time?" And all that. She said, "I just went. Nothing to bother about." But Shiva knew. And he discarded her. Mentally, he didn't say it aloud. But mentally, he told himself that from now onwards, I will have no relationship with Sati. Why? Because she had taken the role of, she came in the form of Sita, and Sita is my mother. Sita is my mother because she happens to be Ram's beloved and wife. So now onwards, and this one, my wife became Sita. So now our relations are changed. He didn't say it aloud because it would hurt her. But from that moment, he had almost given her up. And Sati came to know this. So this is what I'm just saying, that Rama played the role very well. Only those who knew it. So you can knowingly identify, means you can play the role. Somebody, somebody asked a Mahatma that why should you give up samsara and become a sadhu? When you know the self, come to know the self, and then play the role of wife or husband and get married and do. Why? What is wrong in that? That sadhu said, that Mahatma said, "I didn't know all this before. Otherwise, I wouldn't mind." Which means that you can play the role provided you know the correct identity. Otherwise, role playing is not easy. You should know I am this. Otherwise, who will play the role of a beggar if you become beggar?
Thank you. In connection with the first question, just for vocabulary, for convenience, on the chart. Jada inerts are mind. Jada inert.
Jada,
Jada.
inert.
Body, mind. And intellect is jnana.
Jadam, it is Jadam only.
Where is intellect in the body?
Intellect, actually, there is, according to science, brain is here and the place of mind is here. But according to the subtle body, it is all subtle. You can't see that here in this body, in this gross body, here there is mind and here there is intellect. All this is known as subtle body.
Okay.
Sukshma Sharira.
So matter is brain, mind is subtle.
No, everything is subtle, matter. Everything, even though it appears to be sentient, it is matter. That sentiency is not its own. This we will talk again tomorrow because here it's already time up. Why this confusion is there? Because mind appears to be sentient. That is why the problem arises now. But the sentiency which it appears to have, it's borrowed one.
Borrowed from?
Atma. Again, going back to the example of fan and electricity. Going back to the example of fan and electricity. See now, electricity is there. Then that motor is there. You know what is motor? In the ceiling fan, there is a motor. Then the blades are there. So first, what becomes active? Electricity first passes to motor. Then from the motor passes to the blades. So here, comparable to that, electricity is in the place of Atma. Motor is in the place of
Mind.
subtle body. That is mind. Mind, intellect,
Yeah.
ahankar.
Okay.
This is in the place of that motor.
Okay.
And even sense organs. Even sense organs. All of these are subtle. Only the gross body is in the place of the blades. Fan. So first, electricity's power passes to motor. From the motor passes to the blade, the entire fan. Similarly, Atma's sentience, Atma's consciousness is first reflected in the intellect. Then from that to mind. Then from that to prana. Then from that to sense organs. And then from that to body.
Last question on this one. We know manas, mana. I don't know English word. Manas, mana. Where is that? And can you connect that manas here?
Mind is also in the subtle body.
Mind and manas are same.
Listen. Mind is the faculty when the function is of thinking. Should I do this? Should I do that? When you vacillate between the two. Sankalpa, vikalpa. That is called mind. Then when you decide, no, I am going for the course, whatever happens. That is called decision. You took the decision. After a lot of vacillation, which happened at the level of the mind, then you came to the resolve. I am going. That is called buddhi. That thing was called mana.
Buddhi, manas are same.
No, not same. When you decide.
Okay. When you decide.
When you decide, it is called buddhi.
Okay.
When you make judgments, it is buddhi.
Okay.
But when you are emoting, when you are thinking, when the mind goes from one state to other, should I go? Should I not go? Should I take leave? In simple eating also, should I take more, one chapati more? No, I cannot take. Weight will increase, so I put it. This happens not at the level of intellect. Where does it happen? Manaha. It is all one. Mind and brain are one. But we distinguish them in keeping with their functions. When it vacillates this way, sankalpa, vikalpa, going, not going. When this happens, it is called mind. When you come to a conclusion, that is called brain. There is one more, chitta. Chitta means you are trying to remember. That is chitta. All these are different names given to the same faculty depending upon their functions. Same person is called wife with respect to husband. Same person is called sister with respect to brother. Same person is called mother-in-law with respect to another one. Similarly, the same thing, when it vacillates, it is called mind. Same organ, not organ but faculty, when it comes to conclusion, it is called brain. Same thing when it is memorizing, thinking, and all that, chitta. So, in keeping with the function, the same subtle, this organ, not organ, but this thing called the heart gets different names. Chitta, Manaha, Buddhi, all this.
Just to say your time tomorrow or some other time, and the same note, personal question, doesn't mind. Anger, hatred, I can sense it. Somewhere else, whether it is mind or brain, I can sense it when the anger comes or hatred comes. But when the love comes, we could not sense that extent where that love is happening.
It is all in the mind.
Love also?
Love, all emotions.
In the mind.
All the sentiments. All impulses. Mind. So today, actually our time is over. So can we have some question? I mean, keep it for tomorrow.
Yes.
Write it in a piece of paper, and we can have it here. So we can deal with the rest of the questions tomorrow. Quickly, one small budget, very quickly. Hari Anandamaya Jaya Narayana. Hari Anandamaya Jaya Narayana. Vasudevanandana Radha Jivana Vasudevanandana Radha Jivana Vasudevanandana Radha Jivana Vasudevanandana Radha Jivana Paramananda Madhava Paramananda Madhava Paramananda Madhava Paramananda Madhava Paramananda Madhava Madhava Paramananda Madhava Madhava Hari Anandamaya Jaya Narayana Hari Anandamaya Jaya Narayana Hari Anandamaya Jaya Narayana Hari Anandamaya Jaya Narayana Vasudevanandana Radha Jivana Vasudevanandana Radha Jivana Paramananda Madhava Paramananda Madhava Paramananda Madhava Madhava Hari Anandamaya Jaya Narayana Hari Anandamaya Jaya Narayana Narayana Hari Narayana Narayana Hari Narayana Narayana Hari Narayana, Narayana, Hari Narayana, Hari Narayana, 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 Hari Anandamaya Jaya Narayana, Hari Anandamaya Jaya Narayana, Hari Anandamaya Jaya Narayana, Hari Anandamaya Jaya Narayana, Narayana, Hari 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 Narayana, Hari Narayana, Narayana, Hari Narayana, Narayana, Hari Narayana, Narayana, Hari Narayana, Narayana, Hari Narayana. Om Purnamataః Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. So tomorrow again 9:15.